Before the Clone Wars had even begun, many of the clone troopers being trained on Kamino began to feel a horrible hatred towards their Kaminoan creators and wanted absolutely nothing to do with being a soldier. Some even began to question what their true purpose in life was. This same feeling brewed deep inside of one very brave clone trooper, causing him to desert the clone army just months before the Battle of Geonosis. Tragically, because of the information that this trooper knew about the clone army's true purpose, Count Dooku ordered his most ruthless bounty hunter, Jango Fett, to assassinate him and leave no trace. So, I'm going to break down the tragic day that Jango Fett was hired to execute one of his own clones. Before we get into it, make sure to hit the subscribe button for more awesome Star Wars lore content. So, the story begins deep inside the lair of a long dead beast, where Jango Fett warns his son Boba to hold still as he fixes his Mandalorian jetpack to his back. Boba asks his father if he is finally being allowed to do more flying practice, and Jango simply responds, "Something like that." After this, Jango then pulls out a canister and Boba wonders what it is, to which Jango quickly explains that inside the little cylinder is the scent of a pardlum, which is the primary food source of the massive and ferocious Baoyeg creature which is lurking in a nearby cave. This of course terrifies Boba, and only moments after being sprayed with the scent, one of the gigantic creatures emerges out of its lair to eat the young Boba. After the creature emerges, Jango instructs his son to bring back a tooth from the creature, which leaves Boba confused, but he is forced to move quickly as the massive monster growls with tremendous power. While this is happening, Jango Fett waits outside, listening to the terrifying sounds of the creature coming from a nearby cave, but has confidence that his son can pull the task off. Moments later, Boba zooms out of the dark cavern with his jetpack blazing and drops a tooth from the massive creature on the ground in front of Jango. Jango is very proud of Boba, but Boba is very angry and scared, asking how his father could do that to him. Jango quickly explains that he sent Boba into a very tough situation like that because there are moments when you won't have the time to be scared. You have faced the most terrifying thing in the galaxy. Now, no matter how long you live, no matter what you come up against, you have faced the Baoyeg. You need never fear again. Not long after this, the two board the Slave One, and Boba quickly tells his father that they have an incoming transmission. As the blue projection appears inside of the cockpit, Jango quickly realizes that it is Count Dooku. Dooku asks that Boba be moved away from the transmission, but Jango holds firm and tells Dooku, "Anything you have to say to me, you can say in front of Boba." Dooku doesn't argue with Jango any further, and is certainly not going to offer parenting advice to an assassin. Dooku then tells Jango that he has a mission for him, a very personal mission. He tells Jango that this man represents a large danger to the cloning operation on Kamino, and that he has sensitive information that must not find its way into the wrong hands. Dooku then shows Jango a hologram of the target, which is a helmeted figure who is located in the city of Talos on the planet of Atzeri. Dooku then tells him that this man never removes his helmet. It may hide his identity, but it certainly doesn't make him hard to find, before calling him foolish and stupid. Jango, however, fires back and says that it is not foolish. If he has information in his head, it makes sense for him to protect his head from being shot off, before adding, "Trust me, I get shot a lot." Jango then asks, "But why do you need me if you know where this man is?" Dooku replies by saying, "I need to guarantee this happens. This man is dangerous, Jango." This leads Boba to chime in and tell Dooku that no one is as dangerous as his father, and Dooku agrees, informing Boba that this is the main reason he has asked his father to perform the task, also adding that his involvement in the killing cannot be discovered. Dooku finally says that he should explain how he obtained the information on this mysterious figure, but being the honorable bounty hunter that he is, Jango says he doesn't care as long as he is being paid well. Soon after, the Slave One arrives on the planet Atzeri and is quickly intercepted by air traffic control. And by air traffic control, I mean thugs. The thugs aboard the air traffic control ship ask Jango if this is his first time on the planet, and he simply responds, "No." This leads the two to ask Jango to pay the typical landing fee to them, but instead he quickly announces himself as the infamous bounty hunter Jango Fett. This absolutely terrifies the Gotal man inside of the ship, but the human has absolutely no idea who Jango Fett is. This leads the two into a massive argument before they eventually come back onto the comms channel and tell the Slave One, "Sorry, Sir Fett, we're training new recruits. Very stupid new recruits." They then ask Jango to provide proof of his identity before they let him pass, but Jango is not playing any more games and instead deploys two devastating missiles from the bottom of the Slave One, completely obliterating the air traffic control ship. As Jango suits up in his armor, Boba asks to come with his father on the mission, telling him that he can handle himself, and says, "Besides, nobody's stupid enough to steal your ship, Dad." Jango then replies, "You'd be surprised how stupid people can be," but very quickly agrees to take his son with him on the mission. As the two walk out of the back of the Slave One, Jango jets off high above the skyline of the planet, holding Boba as he zooms through the air. The father and son bounty hunting pair soon discover the location of the helmeted man, and Jango tells Boba that if there's a way to neutralize a target without direct confrontation, it's always the better option. Boba is of course confused at this, as he was made to face the Balyeg not long ago, but Jango brushes this off, telling Boba he was teaching him a different lesson. Following this, he allows Boba to aim his weapon and take a shot if the mysterious helmeted man enters the scopes. After many agonizing minutes of patience and waiting, finally the unique helmet enters Boba's crosshair, and he doesn't hesitate to blast the man right through the head. Unfortunately, Boba's shot just barely grazes the man's helmet, leading Jango to immediately jetpack down to the rainy street below and bursts open the scary helmeted man's door. As Jango enters the building where the man is, the man grabs Jango by the throat and rips his helmet off before angrily demanding to know who sent him. Unfortunately, moments later, Jango is able to break free of the man's grip and blast him directly through the chest, causing an immense radiating pain to fill his insides. Jango then coldly says, "It doesn't matter, nothing matters for you anymore." But before he takes the final killing blow, the helmeted man tells Jango that he knows him. Jango of course responds that he doesn't care, but the man removes his helmet anyway, revealing that he is a clone of the man who was standing right in front of him, holding a blaster to his face. This deeply shocks and chills Jango to the core, as it was the first time a Fett had ever held a blaster to his own face. When Jango realizes that it is a clone of himself, he flies into a rage, and the clone tries to explain himself, saying that he hasn't leaked any information about the clone army. He just wanted to live his own life the way he wanted. And as is tradition, make sure you let me know in the comments what you think this clone trooper's name should be, since he doesn't get an official name in the story. After this, the clone trooper then coldly asks Jango, "Can you really do it? Can you shoot yourself?" But Jango throws the question back in his face, asking, "Could you do it?" To which the clone trooper simply says, "No." Without a moment of hesitation, Jango fires his blaster, filling the clone with a scorching bolt of energy, killing him immediately. As he walks off, Jango says, "That's because you're not me." As Jango is leaving the building, he is then confronted by a young woman and her baby, begging Jango not to pull the trigger on her. Jango points his blaster directly at the baby and very soon asks if it is the child of the clone trooper. The mother confirms it and begs Jango not to hurt him, before Jango asks what the kid's name is. The mother then tells Jango that his name is Connor Freeman. A wave of realization quickly rushes over Jango's mind, as he knows exactly why the kid is called Freeman. At this same moment, he is also thinking about his own son and how he just took away a father from a young boy. This terrifies Jango, and as he walks out of the building, the mother desperately wonders why Jango has the face of her husband. Because she doesn't understand, Jango lets her live and zooms out of the city back to young Boba. As he returns, Boba floods his father with questions, asking if he killed the target, but Jango is stunned in silence. When he returns to the ship, he looks out at the lightning-filled sky of the planet and reflects on his actions, wondering if he did the right thing. He saw himself in that clone trooper and wonders what it would be like to leave Boba without a father. And finally, Jango tells his son that bounty hunting is a nasty business and allows Boba to take control of the Slave One and take it anywhere he wants to go. The Fetts are taking a well-earned day off after Jango was forced to kill one of his own. And to end the story, Boba asks Jango what exactly happened on that mysterious rain-filled planet, to which Jango responds, "We'll talk about it later." Unfortunately, later never came. Only a short while after this day, the amethyst blade of Mace Windu tore the head of Boba Fett's father off right in front of his eyes, never giving them the chance to talk about that one dark day. Thanks so much for watching, really hope you enjoyed the video. Cheers guys, hope to see you in the next one.